Yo, what's good? It's Redbird. Yeah, I want to come to y'all today with a video about the character Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, a Marvel Comics character. And this is a video that I was talking about in a few of my previous videos. You know what I'm saying? And I will mention that I was going to, do this video real soon. You know what I'm saying? And this video is basically, since research I did about Rocket. So I'll tell you some facts about Rocket. Also, I mentioned about what I think about Rocket myself. You know what I'm saying? So this is why Rocket Raccoon is so cool. Yeah, Rocket was created by writer Bill Mantillo and artist Keith Giffen. His real name is Subject 89P13. And the origin of Rocket is he's a genetically enhanced raccoon turned freelance criminal going by the name Rocket. Alongside his friend and partner Groot, Rocket traveled the galaxies picking up bounties until he met Star-Lord. Star-Lord convinced Rocket to sell the orb for tons to gain a large profit. The orb turned out to be one of the Infinity Stones that was being searched for by Ronan the Accuser. Rocket was convinced to help stop Ronan from destroying Xander and enslaving the world. Rocket helped defeat Ronan even though Groot was killed. Rocket became a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy afterwards. So, I see Rocket as being like a space outlaw. That's how I perceive him. And another fact about Rocket is that he's an intelligent alien resembling an anthropomorphic raccoon with expert marksmanship and is a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. His place of origin is half-world, and his first appearance was in Marvel Preview number 7 in the summer of 1976. And he later appeared in The Incredible Hulk number 271 in 1982. His team affiliations are Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, Avengers and Nova Corps. Yeah, Rocket was in a 4-issue miniseries in 1985, and then later on he appeared 5 years later in Quasar number 15. Then he would appear in 3 issues of Sensational She-Hulk in the year of 1992. He didn't become popular as a character until 2007 when he was part of the Annihilation storyline and became a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy title that would later spin out of it. Yeah, Rocket got his own series again in 2014 and then starred in the Rocket and Groot series in 2016 because of his popularity in film. Yeah, and something interesting about Rocket is that he's a cybernetic enhancement. They literally use cybernetics to make his body up and everything. And a quote by Rocket was, "I didn't ask to get made. I didn't ask to be torn apart and put back together over and over again and turned into some little monster." And in 2014, Bradley Cooper was the voice of Rocket Raccoon in all of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, from number 1 to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in 2017. And he also voiced Rocket in Avengers Infinity War in 2018 and 2019, which is this year. He voiced Rocket also in Avengers Endgame. An actor by the name of Sean Gunn provided the expressions and mannerisms and movements for Rocket in all of the Guardians of the Galaxy's movies, in Avengers Endgame as well, and also in Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, another interesting thing about Rocket too is that he's highly intelligent, much more than an animal, and at least as intelligent as a human, if not more. He can conceive very complex, intricate plans in a very short period of time. Rocket's personality is he's hot-headed, funny, and sarcastic. Many people look at Rocket and see a raccoon, but Rocket refuses to see himself as a lower life form. He's quick to anger and demands the same respect would be due to anyone else. See, and that's an interesting thing about Rocky. He reminds me of Wolverine in that sense, as far as him not taking anything off of anybody, him expressing himself honestly, and him not being, afraid to say what's on his mind. And I also like the fact that he's sarcastic. I think that's kind of funny too, especially when you see him in film. It's really interesting and funny to see how he carries himself. And it's as small as Rocket is, because we know how small a raccoon is. Funny thing about him is that he insulted the Punisher before in a comic book, and also in another comic he threatened Thanos, and you know how powerful Thanos is. So Rocket got that, a big heart, to be a small, raccoon. But I also see Rocket as having a heart of gold, because if anybody who's seen the Avengers movies that he's in, and also the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, you'll see times when Rocket is, compassionate and will, risk his own safety for somebody else, So Rocket is, a alien that has a heart of gold, underneath all of his hot-headedness and also his sarcasm and being funny and wild, And that's a real interesting thing about Rocket. And I really think Rocket is a dope character. And also another fact too about Rocket is it was a actual real life raccoon who was named Oreo, and they use, from what I researched, I found out that Marvel Studios used Oreo as the prototype for what would become Rocket, as far as him being in the live action movie in the Guardians of the Galaxy. So Rocket's physical look is based off of Oreo, the actual real life raccoon. And I heard that Oreo had passed some time ago, not too long ago, whatever. But I thought that was cool to find out. That's something I didn't even know, and something I'll actually admit, I didn't know anything about Rocket Raccoon until they actually did the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And actually, I didn't even know about the whole team until they did the movie. And I remember being in a comic book store, finding out about them as far as the movie, and then I know I was interested in seeing the movie, and they look like real interesting characters. So what led me to the comic book was after I saw the movie, and I loved the movie so much, and found out about who the characters were, and then that's how I got into the comic book. But usually it would be me knowing about the comic book first, and then going to see the movie, But I just got into them after the after the movie, So that was my introduction to Rocket, the actual movie, Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But ever since then, I've been a big fan of the movie, big fan of the characters, especially Rocket. He's my favorite. I think he's dope. And this is just a side note I want to throw in. Anybody who's ever done any research about the Aboriginal Americans, you would know about the Washita Moors, as they are called, who we know to be the Washita Moors. And this is something I just found out from my research, and I'm still researching things about different clans and groups of people, but I found out that the word Washita is a derivative of the term Wichita, who are known as, the word is Kititish, which means raccoon eyes. And the Washita was also referred to as the raccoon people, and it was because of this term that means raccoon eyes, which referred to the black Native Americans because of their black faces. Thus, the term coons was used to identify a black person. But you know, I don't really subscribe to the term black per se because that's a misnomer. But you know, I'm just reading what I research. You know, and the so-called black person, the so-called African American. If you look at the features of us as a people, because I'm also what you would call a quote unquote so-called African American. You know, but we are original people, original Americans. And what I notice about some of us, like myself, I have dark circles under my eyes that resemble what you would, you know, refer to as a raccoon. So I found it to be very interesting when I found about the Washita, who are based in Louisiana. And you know, if you ever get anytime anybody who's listening to this video, just type in the Washita Moors or either type in the word Washita raccoon people, and a lot of information will pop up about this particular clan of original Americans, you know. And I just want to throw that in there because of the fact that, you know, it's the whole thing with the raccoon thing, you know. But that's a very interesting thing when I look at our people, original Americans, who I call primordial beings, and we're also carbonated beings because we have a carbon-based structure in our DNA and have carbon literally inside of us in our body. So that's where the term raccoon, which will later become coon, comes from, you know. So I just thought that'd be, you know what I'm saying, good to put in the video, you know. But this video is about Rocket Raccoon, and there's a quote I want to leave with you before I end this video. A quote by Rocket Raccoon, and the quote is, "Can't nobody do me better than me." That's Rocket Raccoon. And thank y'all for listening. If y'all seen the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, tell me who your favorite character is and why. And much love to all my subscribers. Much love to the rest of the YouTubers that I know. This is Redbird 1.